Have you ever, like, stared at a website completely baffled, wondering, okay, where do I click now?
Oh, absolutely. All the time.
Or maybe you've felt that sort of quiet sigh of relief when an app it just works,
Yeah.
without a second thought.
hmm Seamless.
Well, today we're diving deep into the DNA of that feeling. We're exploring a true classic that pretty much shaped how we interact with digital stuff. Steve Krug's Don't Make Me Think.
Such a foundational book.
It really is. And for this deep dive, we're actually working with the UX POV summary of Krug's book. It's this really concise, practical distillation of his core ideas. The book first came out in 2000, got revised a couple of times.
Right, 2005, 2014.
Yeah,
Keeps getting updated because the core ideas are timeless.
exactly. So our mission here is to pull out the most important nuggets, basically give you a shortcut to understanding these fundamental usability principles, without getting lost in the weeds.
Good plan.
So, okay, at its heart,
Hmm.
what's the single powerful idea Krug really wants us to get?
Well, it sounds almost too simple, but it's this. Users should be able to use your product by thinking as little as possible.
Just make it easy.
Make it easy, exactly. And, the fascinating part isn't just avoiding frustration, though that's huge. It's about cognitive load.
Right.
Every single time a user has to pause, even for a split second, to figure out a label or a button or, like, how to navigate,
Yeah.
you're using up their very limited mental energy.
That mental budget you mentioned.
Yeah, that mental budget.
Uh-huh.
It leads to decision fatigue, they make more mistakes, and honestly, there's a higher chance they'll just give up.
Bail out.
Yep. Krug really understood that fundamentally our brains are kind of lazy when we interact with interfaces. And designing for that laziness, that's actually a super powerful way to achieve success.
Designing for laziness. I like that framing. Okay, so let's unpack that main principle. Don't make me think. The idea is the interface should just be obvious, self-explanatory.
Precisely. It should feel almost invisible in its clarity. When a user has to stop and think, what does this do?
Mm-hmm.
Or where am I? You've already introduced friction.
And that friction is bad.
It's bad because every moment they spend confused is a moment they're not achieving their goal. Whether that's buying something, finding info, whatever,
Yeah.
they're not getting value.
The source gives a great example, doesn't it? Like sign in. Everyone gets that.
Right. Instantly understood.
Versus something like access your dashboard gateway.
Oh gosh, yeah. That just screams, I'm trying too hard making you think. It's a total roadblock. Why make it complicated?
It's like designers forget that basic rule sometimes, trying to be, I don't know, fancy.
Or maybe just stuck in their own internal jargon. Which brings us nicely to the next point, how we really use the web. Krug is very clear on this. Users scan, they don't
Let me
read.
just glance. Right.
Yeah, they glance, they're in a hurry, they're looking for something specific. And crucially, they don't make optimal choices. They pick the first workable option they see.
Okay, so what does that mean for design? If people are just scanning and grabbing the first okay thing.
Well, it's fundamental. You absolutely have to design for scanners, not readers. That means prioritizing visual hierarchy, making important things stand out.
Like headings, buttons.
Exactly. Scannable headings, really obvious calls to action, but it also means you can't bury the important stuff because they're not looking for the best option, just the first one that looks like it'll work. So make the good stuff easy to spot immediately.
That makes so much sense. That bright buy now button, it works precisely because it caters to that scanning behavior. A long paragraph explaining the product's value, even if it's beautifully written, just gets skipped by someone looking for the checkout.
Totally ignored, which is why Krug uses that brilliant analogy of Billboard Design 101.
Right. Make your pages look like highway signs.
Yeah, fast, clear, readable at like 70 miles per hour.
It's such a good metaphor.
It really is, because it instantly tells you. Information needs to be digestible at a glance.
Yep.
Think about a highway sign. What do you see?
Big text, not many words, maybe an arrow, high contrast.
Exactly. Minimal text, clear font, high contrast, usually one key message. So applying that to web design means your main message, your navigation, your key actions, they have to jump out. No effort required.
So cut the clutter.
Ruthlessly. Cut the clutter, use visual priority, group related things together so they make sense intuitively. Avoid those, endless walls of links or sections that explain way too much.
Design like IKEA instructions, not a Shakespearean playbill.
Exactly. IKEA instructions, perfect, simple, visual, direct.
Okay, love that. And this focus on clarity ties into labeling and content too, right? Crick talks about animal, vegetable, or mineral. and omit needless words.
Yeah, basically users constantly need to know three things.
Right.
What is this thing? How do I use it? And where am I? Clear labeling is key to answering those.
So resist the urge to be clever with names.
Oh, absolutely. Resist it strongly.
Right.
Label menus, buttons, features with clear standard terms. Use the language your user understands. Don't invent fancy new terms for things people already have a name for.
Like the example, don't call your blog brain droppings.
Please don't. Just call it blog or news or whatever it is. That cleverness just adds cognitive load. It makes people think.
And the omit needless words part, be ruthless.
Completely ruthless. Clarity trumps cleverness every single time. Every word needs to justify its existence.
We still see so much wordiness online, though. Why is it so hard to be brief? Login is clearly better than welcome to our website. Please enter your details below to access your account.
It's way better. I think it's often, well, a mix of things. Sometimes it's internal teams wanting to explain everything, maybe marketing, wanting more keywords, or just a lack of tough editing. People get attached to their words.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Krug's point is, you got to edit your text like you edit your wireframes. Does this word need to be here? If not, cut it. It's hard, but it's vital.
Okay, so clear labels, concise words. What about finding your way around? That brings us to street signs and breadcrumbs.
Right. Navigation. It has to tell users where they are, where they can go, and this is crucial, how to get back easily.
That feeling of being lost on a website is horrible.
It's terrible. It kills confidence. So good navigation provides that grounding. It needs to be consistent, predictable. In breadcrumbs, they're fantastic for this.
It's like home products, camping gear, sleeping bag.
Exactly. That little trail does more than just show location. It's like a safety net. It shows the structure, reinforces where you are, and gives you an easy way out without hitting the browser's back button a million times.
It's like a little map on the page. Peace of mind.
Totally. That's the peace of mind good navigation offers.
Okay, shifting gears a little. Krug also talks about the process of creating these things. He warns against the Big Bang theory of web design.
Yeah, the idea that you can just design and build the perfect thing in one go and launch it.
Right. He says, get something out there, test it, fix it, improve it, iterate.
Which, perfectly aligns with agile thinking. Even though he wrote it before agile was such a huge buzzword. Ship small, test often.
It's not just about speed, is it?
No, not at all. It's about validating your usability ideas early. When you launch a big thing all at once the waterfall way, you might only find out late in the game that people can't actually use it easily.
And fixing it then is expensive.
Super expensive. Agile, or just this iterative approach with a minimum viable product, lets you catch those don't make me think problems early. When it's still cheap to fix, in Figma or whatever, not in the final code, it builds that feedback loop right in.
Smart. And who's involved in this whole process? He has that chapter, The Farmer and the Cowman Should Be Friends.
Yeah. Love that title. It's about getting developers, designers, business folks, everyone to collaborate, not fight over territory.
Which can be a real challenge in some organizations, those silos.
Oh, yeah. Big challenge. So how do you bridge them? Krug's insight is that it comes down to shared understanding. Unite everyone around the user's goals.
How do you do that practically?
Well, simple things, like invite developers to watch user tests. Let them see real people struggle with the thing they built, bring designers into sprint planning so they get the technical constraints. When everyone understands the user's pain and the product vision, those departmental walls start to feel less important. You get a better product.
It's about building empathy across the team. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay, and finally, one of the most, I think, empowering parts, especially if you feel like proper UX research is this huge, expensive thing, usability testing on 10 cents a day.
Yes. This is maybe one of his biggest contributions. Making testing accessible.
He basically says you can run cheap, fast, really useful tests without some fancy lab setup.
Totally. And his finding that testing with just 3 users tends to reveal something like 85% of the major usability problems. That's incredibly liberating.
3 users, that's it.
Pretty much for catching the big stuff. You don't need a massive budget or a two-way mirror, a simple prototype, maybe a Zoom call, grab a few people. It works wonders. His core message is basically, stop arguing about what might work, just test it.
Get that feedback.
Get that feedback. Even informal feedback is gold. It shines a spotlight right on those moments where your design is making people think unnecessarily.
And the summary we used highlights some specific tools from the book for doing this, right?
Yeah, really practical tools like the Think Aloud protocol.
Where you just ask users to talk through what they're thinking as they use the thing.
Yep. Simple, but incredibly revealing. You hear their confusion, their assumptions, right as they happen, things you'd never guess.
Then there's the 5-second test.
Also brilliant. Show someone your interface for just 5 seconds, then hide it and ask
Yeah.
them, what was that? What could you do there?
Ooh, that sounds brutal.
It can be, but it's a fantastic check for clarity. Does the core purpose come across instantly?
And the simple usability testing checklist. Grab 3 users, test for an hour, note the top problems, fix them, repeat.
That's the iterative cycle right there. Find the biggest pain points, fix them, test again. It's accessible, it's effective.
Okay, so to wrap up this section, those MICList UX TLDR points from the summary seem like a great condensation of everything.
Yeah, they're perfect little reminders, basically.
Don't make users think. Obvious over clever.
Right. Users scan. So design visually, F patterns, headers, bullets.
Test early. Cheaper to fix and design than in code.
Definitely. Label simply. Use the user's language, not company jargon.
And finally, remove clutter. Every element needs a purpose.
Those 5 points, if you just keep those in mind, you're way ahead of the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great deep dive. It really is amazing how these principles laid out, over 20 years ago are still so spot on today. The digital world's changed massively, but this stuff.
It hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It's fundamental human behavior interacting with interfaces. Krug just cut through all the noise, all the tech trends and buzzwords, and gave this timeless practical advice. It really holds up.
It really does.
It raises an interesting question, though. As you think about this, consider, in this constant push for innovation and disruption we see everywhere, is there sometimes a danger that we actually over-design things? That in trying to be novel, we accidentally make users think more?
That's a really good point. Chasing novelty over clarity.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening, the next time you're using a website or an app, or maybe even designing one yourself, just pause and consider, are they making you think? Or is it just seamless, intuitive? We really hope this deep dive helps you spot that difference and maybe even push for design that truly respects the user's attention.
Well said. Don't make me think. It's the golden rule.